Hey Kiss Army, and welcome to Tales of a Kiss Geek. So it's been a while since I've done one of these. Um, I keep saying I should do more, and then time is totally gone, and it's a new year. So I felt that I really should. But we are talking today about this album. Of course, you all know this album. This is Peter's new album. Um, I wonder, how many of you guys got this? If you're going to get it on black vinyl, if you're going to get it on silver or white, they're the three variants that it's coming out on. If I sound a little weird, there's a flu going around. Everybody has it, and excuse the flu. But what is my latest? What's my latest purchase that I got? It is this one. Has anybody heard of this? So this is Thayer St. James Bombshell, and it's Tommy Thayer and Jamie St. James from Black and Blue. They're 80s band. They did a 6-song EP. And if you haven't heard this, Google Thayer St. James. You should be able to find it pretty easily. Bombshell. That is a hell of a CD. It, matches their 80s stuff. If you like that stuff, of course. I've been blasting it on Yes. Who remembers the Discman? I still have my one. I've been blasting it on my Discman, and it's a great album. I highly recommend you guys listening to it. So what was my last new Kiss-related purchase? Okay, that was it. But speaking of like original Kiss member, surely everybody got 10,000 Volts by Ace Frehley. So that was last year now, I believe. No, well, 2024, I think. That's the last like Kiss original member album that I bought. So of course I'm thinking that must be the last thing that one of these guys are going to put out. I'm not expecting Paul to do another Soul Station or even another rock album. Gene's not going to do anything. So I thought, okay, I may as well get that. Then Peter announces that he's going to do a new album. And I kind of thought, it's just an announcement. And it's just, meaning like it's just kind of going to be a headline and then forgotten about. Kind of like when bands say, a bit like Guns N' Roses, yeah, there's going to be new music. We're going to write new music and then record new music. And then it doesn't happen. And then, oh, no, don't worry, we're going to do an album. And it doesn't happen. I kind of thought, I didn't think that Peter had any ill will, but I just thought it was going to fizzle out and he wouldn't do a new album. Then, on October 31st, which is Halloween, obviously, we got Creepy Crawlers. I'm drawing a blank. His first single from the album. And he put that out. And I went, how do I buy the album? Now, I'm going to be blatantly honest. I wasn't blown away by the song. I'm still not blown away by the song. But it excited me. It was new Peter Criss music. And I knew that there was an album attached to this that, we have yet to hear that's going to come out. And by this point, it was going to come out. So I went over to Bandcamp, which was at the time the only place that you could buy the album or pre-order the album, I should say. And I went over to Bandcamp and I pre-ordered it. And, obviously I was going to wait. I was going to have to wait, meaning because, the album wasn't out yet. So it wasn't going to ship, for a few more weeks after the fact. And I waited. And then kind of news spread in the Kiss Facebook groups. Oh, the album has been taken off Bandcamp. So, the product is gone. So, of course, I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to get this album. I'm going to get refunded and I won't have it. And I sent an email and I found out that, no, don't worry. Your album's going to come to you. So, I'm kind of thinking, yeah, I'm going to be refunded. We're all going to be refunded from Bandcamp. Because even Peter Criss, now I'm paraphrasing, but Peter Criss put out something, along the lines of, don't use Bandcamp for this, after the fact, a while after it was up. He was like, don't use Bandcamp. He said, I'm not behind Bandcamp. That's not me. I don't, they don't, I have no kind of affiliation with them. So don't buy from them. Of course, it was too late. But I felt that when it was taken off Bandcamp, and he had said that maybe we were all going to be refunded. And then the other day, and I say the other day, I probably 3-4 days ago, something like that, I got an email to tell me that it had been shipped. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll get it, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, if it's bad. But I'm hoping for 2 weeks. This showed up this morning. So I was told 4 days ago that this shipped, and then I get this morning. I don't know if it did ship 4 days ago or they just told me that. But yeah, I'm really excited to open this. So I've heard this album. I heard it. Yeah, I heard it. Obviously, I haven't opened my physical media yet, but I heard the audio files, like the God, I'm drawing a blank. But you know what I'm trying to say. I heard like the digital. That's what I mean. Copy of the album, and I wasn't blown away. In fact, I would. Now this is all while I was cranking this on my Discman, but I'm loving this to death. So this kind of set a high standard for a new album that I had yet to hear. Listening to the album, and I was let down. And I'm thinking, and I'm kind of being influenced by things that other people are saying as well, which is, isn't always a great thing. But I'm hearing other, Kiss podcasts and groups saying, like, it doesn't really sound like Peter. And I'm hearing that as well. And I'm a bit kind of disappointed. Obviously, the rasp is long gone. I don't expect that. But it doesn't really sound like him. Okay, and, I gave it another listen. In the one sitting, I gave it 2 listens. And I wasn't impressed. And I put it away, and I went back to this for the last few weeks. And I've been cranking and cranking and cranking this. Until a few days ago, I put it on again. And I had fresh ears. Totally fresh ears. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I put it on again. And I enjoyed it a lot more. And I have to say that this cardboard album that I've yet to open, this blank album, is really growing on me. Like, I mean, really growing on me. So I'm a lot more excited now to have the physical copy. Hoping that that's what's inside here, by the way. Then just having listened to it, digitally. So I've got my tools, I've got a hymn, and I've got a hymn. Let's go with him, and let's open it up. And obviously, well, I haven't said, if I shouldn't say that, I haven't said what color I got. So you could get it in black, white, or silver. So the cover is black, white, or silver. By the way, if anybody doesn't want spoilers, turn off, because I'm going to show everything. The actual vinyl itself is black, silver, or white, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think so. And yeah, the spine of the actual jacket, if you line up the 3 variants, it spells out cat. So one of them says C, one of them A, one of them T. Obviously a marketing ploy to get you to buy all of them, which is smart. It's marketing. Gene's going to trademark that. Okay, so let's see. Here's the awkward bit that you can't, because I'm doing this live. So here's the awkward bit that you can't edit if it winds up being like a big 30-minute fumble session. So I'm actually excited because it's the first time in a while like that we've gotten new stuff like this. Yeah, I know Tommy Thayer put out a CD, but it's nice to get like an original Kiss members album. And obviously we can't get another Ace album because he's no longer with us, unfortunately. And I never thought I'd be alive to witness a Peter Criss album. I don't know your name, but he says here that he was let down also and just couldn't get into it. I would say, obviously, if you're let down and that's your opinion still, then it's the case. But I was really let down the first 2 times. I would suggest, if you haven't already, put it away for a few weeks. Like, totally put it away. And then come back to it at a certain point with totally fresh ears. And come back to it. I know this is kind of cheating, but this is kind of what I did. Come back to it with no expectations. Forget great expectations. come back to it with absolutely low expectations. And from my experience, it's growing on me. So there's the spine. And can you tell what color I got? So what letter did I get? I know. Oh, it spells out Catman. So the black one says CN. So then the other one will be what? A. I can't even think. AA and then TN. You know, so it'll say Catman horizontally. Okay, let's get it open. So I'm liking that I just dropped something. No, I'm liking that it's cool. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm liking that it's hard to get out because it's packaged well. It comes with those little corners that I've never gotten before on something. So obviously I've dropped a corner and I can't even get that one off. But big reveal. Am I doing this right? Let's see. There we go. So that is the album cover, and I got the black version. There's your hype sticker. And that is the back cover. Trying to avoid the glare. But yeah, I want to keep the hype sticker. And yeah, that looks a bit of a busy back cover, but it might be fun to give it a bit of a read. And obviously you have the totally blank back, or totally blank front cover. Cool. I'm happy with that. And yeah, there's those little corners on each corner. I don't know what you call them, but those little black things for the corners. Let's. Do you know what? I'm not going to use a knife for the spine. How fitting. I'm going to use a guitar pick, but not just any guitar pick. I'm going to use a Kiss guitar pick, but not just any Kiss guitar pick. People might go, what the hell is that? That's a Peter Criss guitar pick that he would throw out from the farewell tour, I believe. That's when he was pissed off at the band. And instead of Peter Criss on the back is middle finger. So let's open the Peter Criss album with a Peter Criss pick. This is so geeky. Of course it is on Tales of a Kiss Geek. That end looks better. Again, another one of those like, hey, I can't skip this bit. Like, I can't skip this bit. You in the future, or the present, can skip this bit. But yeah. I mean, I can't edit this bit. My head is gone. Is this a gatefold? No, it's not. I thought it was. I'm actually not let down that it's not, but I thought it was. Okay. I don't know why I thought this was a gatefold. There is the inner sleeve. There's one side. Is that upside down? Yes, it is. There's one side. Like, that's cool. The artwork on this is really cool. You have to give it a new smell. And that's the opposite side. That's cool. A lot of people saying that should be on a t-shirt. Here's the band. So who you have, obviously Peter Criss on the drums. Mike McLaughlin plays the guitar, one of the guitars. John Five is on the album for a few songs. It's not all of the songs. Billy Sheehan is on bass for the whole album. And Kat Manning is one of the backing singers. Paul Schaefer is the keyboard player. And Sharon and Dennis Collins, I'm assuming, are backing vocals too. Is that everybody? Oh, Matt Montgomery does something. Sorry about that, but he does something. I think he could play bass on some of it. And here is the vinyl. Oh, don't fall. There's the spine. And it's the exact same on the other side. Yeah, exact same. That's cool. I like the look of this whole album. It looked a bit weird in pictures, but in person it's cool. It's quite like classy looking. It's quite like, dare I say, 40s, 50s looking, 30s. It looks older than now times. But I am so happy to have a physical copy of this. I can't wait to play it. And then, quite frankly, with how much I'm enjoying it, I can't wait to play this again. This is really fun. I'm really glad that I bought this. I'd recommend. Hey, Coey is here. I'd recommend you guys go out and buy this. You can't get it on Bandcamp anymore. You could, but no, you can't. You have to get it. I don't even know. I think Amazon. I don't think it's available in Ireland, where I am, on Amazon, but I think it's available in the UK and it is in America as well. The vinyl looks great. I haven't ordered one yet. All the vinyl here are out of stock at the moment. The CD is the only thing. CD is the only thing that's in stock. Yeah, I'd recommend it, Coey. And here's a question: what's my favorite track on the album? I'm gonna answer without looking first, because obviously I should know offhand. I love. Let's butcher this. Rock and roll. Is that what it's called? I love rock and roll. There's another one that's like a standout to me. I can't think of the name. Oh, that's like embossed. The Peter Criss is like embossed on it. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm enjoying this. Let's see. For the Money is really cool. Justice is up there. Sugar's really cool. Rubbernecking is a great one. I have a few songs that are up there. Cheaper to Keeper is great, though it can get a little monotonous, where it's one of those choruses. I'm a victim to, not a victim. I'm guilty for it as well when I write songs. That sometimes those types of choruses can just repeat the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. No chorus changes. Every single line in every single chorus is the same line. He just keeps saying cheaper to keeper. But it grew on me over time, so it might grow on you too. Rubbernecking is cool. I don't have, or if you buy the vinyl, you don't get rather the bonus track, Hard Rock Knockers, which is a great song that should have been on, it should have been on every version. It shouldn't have been a bonus track. A bit like Right Here, Right Now from Monster, from Kiss's Monster. It should have made the album and been like part of the actual release. In the Dark's cool as well. Like I think Creepy Crawlers, the single, might be one of the weaker ones on it. Yeah, I would be confident in saying that. For me, like for my opinion, I do think that the single is one of the weaker ones. It's just like there's a lot better than it. Now, marketing wise, I think they made a smart decision. As I said before, smart kitting. I think that was the smart decision to release a kind of spooky, haunted song on Halloween Day, October 31st. Like that's, if you're gonna do something, do that. That's a good idea. And it all looks spooky and looks, it's all dark and all. And I wanted to get the black version because now the 3 versions are at the same price. So you'd ask me, why didn't you get the silver one? It looks cool and looks really cool. And a tiny part of me regrets it. But I'm weird in the fact that I like getting like the main version of the album, like the standard. If you look up the album on Wikipedia, what photo is there as the standard cover? And in my opinion, they don't brand it as this, but the black copy feels like the standard version. So I went with this. I might get others, later, but I went with this. Guys, thank you very much for this little sporadic live. Hope to see you all in the next one. And you have a great day.